Several Minnesota breweries experiencing growing pains that could impact the taproom experience. It all has to do with a Minnesota law that impacts growler sales. Now consumers and lawmakers are pushing for changes. Fox 9's Leah Bino is live in Stillwater tonight. And Leah, you spoke with one of the businesses that could soon be feeling the impact?
Yes, that's right. They're bracing themselves here at Lift Bridge as they've learned further north up in Two Harbors that Castle Danger Brewing will no longer be allowed to sell growlers as of October 1st. So now there's a renewed push to make some changes. Lift Bridge Brewery is one of a handful of breweries across the state at or quickly approaching 20,000 barrels of beer sales so far this year. The downside of that, according to CEO Dan Schwartz, is the Minnesota law, which basically states once breweries meet that threshold, they can no longer sell 64-ounce jugs of beer or growlers directly at their establishment. At Lift Bridge, about 30% of taproom sales come from growlers and less than 1% of overall sales.
We're certainly concerned about hitting the growler cap, and we have to kind of weigh what the ramifications are going to be to the business, not only from the taproom revenue side, but also really from the marketing and exposure side.
Wednesday night, Senator Karin Housley started a Change.org petition hoping to increase the cap to 250,000 overall barrels. The 750 barrels worth of growlers allowed to be sold would remain the same.
It's not any more beer through growlers out on the market.
The root of this argument stems back to the days of Prohibition, when Minnesota liquor laws were set up on a three-tier basis: suppliers, distributors, and retailers. Regulations prevent any one tier from owning interest in another in order to prevent a monopoly.
And it does seem kind of silly that a company like Lift Bridge can brew their beer here and then have to send it out to the distributor to have it come back to Stillwater, to the liquor stores in Stillwater. But that's the system that's set up in Minnesota, and we don't want to challenge that.
The Minnesota Licensed Beverage Association does not support changes in the growler proposal, saying in a statement it would hurt small independent liquor retailers and diminish the advantages that smaller breweries have growth. Senator Gary Doms points out this so-called growler cap only impacts a handful of the dozens of craft breweries across the state, which was set as part of a compromise between the various players involved.
We don't really see it as a Lift Bridge versus the retailers. It's more of, we should have a level playing field with other breweries around the United States.
Now, that barrel limit has already been increased once in the last 5 years, and proposals to increase it again have failed the last 3 legislative sessions. We're live in Stillwater. Leah Bino, Fox 9.